I know.
Mr. Smith, I want to thank you for being here, and we appreciate your attendance. And if you don't mind introducing your associate. And again, the magic question is, can you operate within the mayor's proposed budget?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With me to my right is Julia Sloss, our Director of Operations and Budget Analyst for the Juvenile Court Clerk's Office. And we can operate within the mayor's proposed budget. This is our 5th budget hearing to come before this body, and we can operate within the mayor's budget with one exception and a request. If I could momentarily speak for the Juvenile Court Clerk's Office and thank the staff and their great work that they've performed over the last year and their dedication to the clerk's office. We are once again set to exceed our projected revenue goal of $520,000. We should be turning in somewhere by the end of fiscal year between $80,000 and $100,000 over that projected goal, again for the 5th year in a row. We can attribute a lot of that to the majority of child support services petitions that are filed across the counter, and also the great effort that we still continue in collecting fines and costs that have been laying dormant in the system for quite a few years, enlisted with the services of Robinson, Reagan, and Young, who have done a great job for us over the last 4 years that we've been under contract with them. As I mentioned earlier, this is the 5th budget hearing that I've come to you with, and I'm doing something a little different that I've never had to do in the past, and that is actually ask for some additional funding for a for a clerk that Judge Calloway just spoke of a few minutes ago to help with a new magistrate that she is hoping to get in her budget. The only difference is she, I believe, has funding available to possibly do that, and I don't have funding available to hire a new clerk. As she spoke earlier, we have in the past been able to go out and do the community court dockets in the evening. However, the young lady in our office that clerks with Magistrate O'Neill to do those dockets 3 weeks ago arrived home at her house at 10:15 and was back in court at 8:30 the next morning, and we, because of that, would probably need someone to be accountable to that new magistrate and in the courtroom with them on a full-time basis. When I met with Mayor Dean on March 31st and presented our budget to the mayor, Mr. Reebland and Mr. Highnote at that time, we were unaware that that this magistrate was going to be asked for, or we would have asked the mayors at that time for the money for the funding. We have since met with Director Reebling and have gotten his approval, but we were a little late in getting the question asked, so we're here asking you for an improvement of that money. It is a total amount of $46,000, $27,000 of which is a salary, which is a base salary for our new hires, and $19,000 in fringe benefits. And with that, I'll answer any questions that you may have of us.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Taggart.
Thank you, David, and I'm sure if Judge Calloway's plan that we will make every effort to accommodate you. I've been asking elected officials this question, and based on the transparency and the recent reports of absenteeism and whatnot, would you support an effort to have a annual year-end disclosure of elected officials presented to filed with the clerk showing attendance in the office?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Council Lady Blaylock.
I would just like to add his request to the wish list, please, for the full amount.
Thank you.
It's been noted. Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Smith, that's great news that there's additional money that'll be coming. We've heard from other, parts of the court that because of the indigency and they're not able to collect the full amount. Would you say yours is strictly coming because of the child support issues, or Is there another piece of the puzzle?
No, I mean, our numbers have increased since the new agency took over the Child Support Services last July. The numbers have increased in our petition filings, and we get reimbursed from the state for each petition filing that comes across our counter. So that and the fact of the collection agency that's making a stronger effort. Plus now starting January 1 of this year, we now collect 100% of any uncollected fines from the collection agency, where it was 79-21. I believe they got 79%, we got 21, and we now get a full 100% starting this past January.
Okay, and so
That's helped.
I think that will also translate that hopefully the money's making it to the child for them as well. Is that
Right.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Smith and Mr. Glover. Mr. Glover, I'm sorry, Mr. Schloss. I want to appreciate your attendance, and that concludes your presentation.